Hey guys, Pesky B208 here. Just wanted to go over how to install the PRL Resonator Delete Kit on the 2022 and plus 1.5 liter Honda turbo engine. It's a pretty easy install. Took me about, took me about an hour, taking my time, just making sure I didn't break clips or anything like that. But I'm just gonna go through the basically start to finish. And yeah, that's it. I have my car up on not jack stands, just these little oil change ramps right now. Provided me plenty of space and room to get to the resonator, and it wasn't too high to actually get to the intake. So basically, what you do, right? There are, I think, let's see, there is one screw right here, one screw right there, this clip right here, this clip right here, and then there's one clip right here, and then one clip right here, and then that clip up there. And that'll get you most of the way out. The last screw you need to take out is this Phillips head screw right here. That should give you plenty of adequate room to take off the splash shield, or at least bend it back. I did not have to take my tire or my wheel off. Didn't have to do anything else. I didn't have to mess with any of these clips up here. Just simply pull on one of the little holes on the bottom and just slide it back. It's kind of tight. It is, but you can get it done if you're patient. Also, with these clips, let's see if it'll zoom. Those clips, try to use like two small flatheads instead of an actual pry tool. What I used was this one, or actually, no, it was that one. It was this one, just some small flatheads, and then I used the bigger one. But I felt like the two really small flatheads actually helped. Just go easy at it. Try not to break them. I didn't break any screws. I didn't cross thread any bolts or anything like that. There's on the resonator, there are 3 screws, right? You'll have to. They're kind of difficult to see. I had to watch a few other YouTube videos to know the exact locations, and unfortunately, I've kind of put everything back together. But they're not hard. They're in here, and I just used a 1/4 inch ratchet with an extension and just a small socket to get all 3 of them. Super easy. The hardest part was honestly pulling this hose off. I went ahead and loosened up both of them because I didn't know which one was going to come out first. Pulling this hose off was the hardest part of the delete. But yeah, that's it for the resonator pretty much. It was out. It came out easy. There's plenty of adequate room on the bottom of the splash guard to make sure that you can get that whole thing out. Of course, you put on the rubber cap as soon as you're done. That's kind of self-explanatory. And then you can just kind of button up the splash guard on the bottom. Super easy. Just make sure that when you're reinstalling the clips that you're really, really careful with them, because they can and they will break. Move on to the intake and the actual plug. As you can see, I have my plug in there already. When taking the intake out, I opted to take the actual, like the whole intake out. I've seen some people, they can get it with a crowbar. I mean, you can, but it's really tight in here, and I didn't want to mess with any of these electrical connections. I didn't know. It's a brand new car. It's only a month old. But yeah, I didn't want to mess with any of that stuff, so I just took the entire intake out. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. 4. That one right there. It's not going to focus, but that one right there. And then there is a grommet at the back. This little grommet right there. That little grommet right there. My grommet came out. It's on this little pin. My grommet came out, and it took me a little bit to actually realize what happened, and I couldn't get it back in when I was doing it. But I just I figured it out, and I just took the grommet back off that little pin and stuck it back in the bottom of the intake. And then there's one clip right here. These bolts don't have to come out. Those are fine. You don't have to mess with the top of this thing, right? It will come out. There's a little basically rubber piece and a pin that goes through here. That will come out, but you don't have to mess with any of this stuff. It should come out as one unit. To actually take the intake cover off to get into the filter, you just kind of pull up right here and then push out this way. Super easy. I actually unscrewed it right here and took this piece off and then undid these clips, put it up, and then kind of turned it. That way I didn't have to take out the mass airflow sensor. Yes, if you're doing the PRL stage 1 intake, you'll have to take this entire hose off and all that stuff, and you can, but I didn't have to do that. I just kind of twisted it up and kept this all plugged in to make sure that nothing with the car was, you know, it doesn't see anything or throw any check engine lights. Yeah, as soon as and then you take this whole intake out, be careful. There's a little pin that goes in this portion right here. There's a little hole. Make sure, actually take the little pin out when you get the whole intake out. What happened is when I was doing mine, I didn't take the whole intake out. I kind of got a screwdriver and I kind of just wiggled it out. You can do that. Just make sure that you don't hurt it. It's only rubber, so it's not going to break anything. But what happened was when I did take the intake out and I was actually taking this little piece out, I wasn't watching what I was doing and I wasn't careful, and I actually broke off the little pin. It's fixable. I have plenty of good glue, but I mean, I don't really think I'm going to be throwing any of this stuff back on anymore unless the dealer has some problem with it. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and keep all these parts, but that's really it. And then just kind of button everything up back how you originally took it apart. And then of course start the car up. Make sure you don't have any check engine lights. You shouldn't. I haven't read anything about anybody getting any check engine lights, but yeah, super easy. Again, this video is for the 2022 and up Honda Civics with the 1.5 liter turbo engine in them. Thanks and have a great day, guys.